This evening is Tom Danaher, Joy Jefferson, and Lori Deutsch. It'll be Jade Blagrove and Anna Eckerstead to jump center. And we are underway tonight here in Lawrenceville. As you see, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Night. And these very sharp, all-pink uniforms for the Manhattan Jaspers.
Yeah, and John, before we get going, every time we're playing one of these games, you always think of Kay Yao and the work that she did, and just a tremendous ambassador for women's basketball. But obviously, her name is more associated with these nights around the country than anything else now.
You know, Phyllis, I can't believe I learned this for the first time yesterday that you played against Kay Yao.
We did. She helped us open up the Prudential Center when we first went into the Prudential Center at Seton Hall, and she was generous enough to come in and help in a doubleheader. It was a great game, and just a generous human being. And we went down and played them at their place. She came back up to the hall and played us a couple different times, and it was a pleasure to know her and to compete against her. She was one of the best.
Good start for the Bronx as Jessica Schiffer knocks in the early three. Warley in some trouble inside. Davis able to save it to Jenna Jordan. With Brazil, Harvey Carr. Good ball movement by the Jaspers. 7 to shoot in the hands of Davis. Staring down the three. And an offensive rebound by Brazil, Harvey Carr. But she missed the follow.
And that's where this team, especially when they go big lineup, where they really hurt people on the glass. They're leading the league with 15 offensive boards a night. So
fireball. I think that shot was partially blocked.
I do too.
Warley ends up with the board for Manhattan. I mean, you say the big lineup, and it really is a significant lineup up front. Second effort for Blagrove, and she's headed to the stripe for Manhattan.
I mean, the size, athleticism, and then the want to go after glass is just every night is really impressive with this group. And again, you could go Blagrove on the block. You have Warley coming from the foul line to rebound. It's an almost impossible task to keep her off the glass. But and then we see Blagrove take the defensive possession and play like a Toussaint, and that leaves Warley to play all over the floor. But very nice drop step. And you know what I love about her? She goes at you and draws fouls. She was 7 for 8 in the last game, and a lot of that came through the fourth quarter.
1 out of 2 on the trip for Blagrove. Transfer from USF, who played 4 games for the Conference USA champs.
And you can see what Coach Boone has done with Warley a lot is put her on the big guard or the scoring guard. And they can switch and interchange with their three bigs as well, and Brazil Harvey Carr.
I mean, I think that's the position that is really blowing me away. Brazil Harvey Carr at 6'1", essentially playing the 2-guard spot in this lineup for Manhattan.
Yeah.
You just don't see players like that.
No, not at all. And again, she was up at URI, Atlantic 10 talent, and great offensive board.
That is Warley following the miss from Harvey Carr.
And you have to find a way to put a body on this Manhattan team.
Asia Evans looking to turn the corner. Lost it on the way, and Evans saying it was poked out of my hand, but that doesn't seem to be the case in the eyes of the officiating crew.
Well, I thought we had a pretty good view here. I thought she lost the basketball, but you look. I like a little bit of pressure here. Manhattan has had a hard time against some pressure throughout this season. If they have any weakness, I think they turn the basketball over. And that hurts them at the offensive end, although they make up for it with offensive rebounding.
That full court pressure, a real problem for them in the loss to Niagara. Ended up losing the season series to the Purple Eagles. Well done by the Bronx inside as Eckerstead ties up Blagrove.
Well, you talk about Niagara, John, right? They had 29 turnovers at Niagara and 31 in Manhattan. So that's a lot of turnovers and a lot of lost possessions.
The Bronx, in their heartbreaking loss to Niagara here a couple weeks ago, turned it over 33 times.
Well, Niagara can do that to you with the kind of pressure. It's relentless for 40 minutes.
Toussaint, the good post up inside. She's seeing triple. Good ball movement by the Bronx. That is Evans missing from beyond.
The size surrounding Toussaint in the paint, but I love the kick out and the extra pass. That's good offense from the Bronx. I mean, they have size, but when you're sitting on the floor with them, And this is one of the bigger lineups one of the biggest lineups in the league.
Petra Juric is on for the first time, a 6'2", first-year forward from Croatia, working with Blagrove. Warley came up with that pass, though I'm not sure it was intended for her. And a travel out top by Blagrove.
You talk about Juric. Coach Boulin is so high on Petra, and she thinks that she can be one of the real terrific forwards in this league. And you talk about her with Warley. She thinks she's ahead of Warley when Warley was a freshman. That's saying a lot considering the career that Courtney Warley has had.
Boy, you said it. All-rookie team for Courtney Warley in her first year in the Bronx as Fireball misses. Davis has the board. Junior from nearby Truman High School. Good look by Juric, but I believe Fireball had a piece of that pass.
You know, and I like the zone against this team. It helps keep Davis out of the paint, and it forces Manhattan into jumpers. Now, the problem is your box-out responsibility is very different in the zone than they are in player-to-player. So they're going to have to be very conscientious, especially guards when they're shooting jumpers, to get the long board and to block out people at the free throw line.
And I suppose the question for Manhattan is, how do you break that zone with three-point shooting when really Harvey Carr and Davis are the two good shooters on the floor right now? Warley trying to work a high-low, however, she traveled.
Well, right there tells me the tale, right? You get the ball to the free throw line, you look high-low, you look opposite, right? So if you can attack this zone at the free throw line and then look at a high-low action, go opposite, even set some screens with the foul line player for Davis.
Victoria Toomey in there for the first time for the Bronx in place of Toussaint. Toomey, the tough catch inside, denied by Warley. And Davis comes away with it. And here goes the speed of one of the MAC's best guards. Davis, a wild shot off the window as she hunted for contact.
She slowed down. She was trying to get fouled there.
Schiffer, Evans briefly had the rebound, and then it was taken away by Harvey Carr. And I believe we have a foul here against Lanasia Evans.
I think the pace right now is a little more to Manhattan's liking, right? Well, I think the Bronx have to make them score in a half court instead of getting up and down the floor and getting some open opportunities. But I have to tell you, when Ryder is in transition, I love Fireball in transition, knocking down some shots. Evans attacking the glass against the size.
Emily LaPointe running the show now for Manhattan. A prolific scorer coming out of high school. One of the top players in the league in her first year in the Bronx. Amanda Mobley is in for Ryder, and she got a piece of that ball. Okay. That's another turnover for Manhattan.
That's 3 turnovers at the free throw line, all off travels. And the guard play for Ryder is terrific. They're really bothering that foul line player. Ryder needs to execute at the offensive end of the floor. And that's been their forte all through their streak of getting to semifinals and winning a lot of games here.
Quick miss inside by Anna Eckerstead. Running that front line with Victoria Toomey, Kayla Fireball, Mobley, and Evans for the Bronx. Nice move inside. That is Warley.
And I think that's when Manhattan becomes dangerous. When Warley starts to look for more offensive possessions, more opportunity to score.
Courtney Warley, the league's leading rebounder, just shy of 11 a game, averaging 10 points per game as well. Mobley working it with Toomey. Bronx missed a wide-open fireball here on the near side. Now they've got 7 to shoot. Eckerstead, it'll have to be Fireball. Rebounded by Harvey Carr.
Yeah, and that's a good observation because Warley's going in to help and Fire is open, and that's what they're going to have to see.
Long two is good for Courtney Warley, and that is 7 in a row for Manhattan.
Well, I think the size right now is bothering Ryder around the rim and challenging the jump shot with their size and length.
LaPointe gambled for that steal. Mobley couldn't make her pay. This is Emily LaPointe, junior from Staten Island.
You know, you talked about her being a unanimous selection as the Rookie of the Year.
Harvey Carr the miss. Juric on the glass. There goes LaPointe. And she missed the tough runner. Once again, hunting that contact. Mobley on the run in transition for two.
Yeah, I love that, right? When they can't get their defense set and their size will not matter in transition when they're not set defensively. That's a good job.
Breaks a nearly 5-minute drought without a point for the Bronx. And this is a long stretch of play without a stoppage as Harvey Carr tosses in a triple from the wing.
She's a young lady with, I'm going to say this in all due respect, like she has very short memory. Like it doesn't bother her to miss a couple of shots. If she's got the next one, she's hunting points.
Yeah, Manhattan head coach Heather Boulin was talking to us about that last night, where she tends to have a little bit of a longer leash for her, as Eckerstedt has the finish inside. And, that happens because she feels like, it's that next shot that goes in that could get her going.
Yeah, no question. And right now, Manhattan getting hurt by going after false defensive plays and allowing Ryder to get to the rim. I used to call that false hustle, right? Because you're going after a steal, and it might look good, but you're leaving your team behind you at a disadvantage.
To borrow a term from another sport, eyewash.
There you go.
That is Firebaugh missing from three as Warley pulls down another rebound. Boy, this is a long stretch of play before the media timeout here. Urick on the baseline, that's no good, and Firebaugh has the miss.
Good block out there. You have to keep. Not easy. You can find him, too, right in the pink uniform, so you know who you're hitting.
Well, usually it's you want to box out somebody not wearing your color uniform,
I know,
right?
But this is kind of like grabs your eye. Like, go hit that kid tonight.
Firebaugh, clean look, and she's got three. We are even at 10, final 90 seconds of the opening quarter.
Yeah, that's terrific execution. Great screen from Toomey. I like the patience right there from Ryder.
Warley, the intended target inside. She made the catch and had it poked away on the drive. And finally, there is a timeout on the floor. 1:05 to go, opening quarter. We are even at 10 here in Lawrenceville. And 16 in league play over the last 3 years. That's a .644 win percentage. Picked up their first postseason win in 9 years a season ago at the WBI, defeating Loyola Chicago. Eckerstedt with a piece of the pass. And there will be 7 on the timer for Manhattan. Final minute of the first quarter.
Yeah, right now you got to watch Davis, but Heather Boolin's done a great job with this program. Look at the talent. It's a talent-laden roster, and they've had so many interruptions, whether it be injury or some COVID issue, and they're just looking to get real, some kind of consistency with their team.
It has to be Dee Davis here at the end of the shot clock, but she didn't see the timer, and it's a turnover for the Jaspers, their 5th.
Yeah, that's a good job. They were really alert. And I love the big hedge from the forward, not to give her anything easy to look at. They did a terrific job against her in the first game, right? She didn't score to the very end of the third quarter, and then she ended up with 17. So
good look for Eckerstedt from beyond. It missed everything, rebounded by Harvey Carr. Davis, the intended target there in transition. She was the last one to touch it, though now the officials will come together.
Yeah.
And since that, you see the reaction from the Ryder bench. They were all over it, right in front of him.
Got a lot of officials in this game right now.
Maybe the guru Mel Greenberg could have given us the best angle on that.
Yeah, but to me, like Brazil Harvey Carr was just at the half-court mark. You can't throw the ball to the rim. There's nowhere to throw it, and just a poor decision in transition.
Ryder taking some air out of it here down the stretch of the first quarter.
Yeah, watch a screen-to-screener action here.
Firebaugh, 7 to shoot. Screen roll game with Eckerstedt. It has to be Mobley now. 3 to shoot. Crossing on Davis. Mobley, the runner, is off the window, no good. Why did the whistle blow? Is that an inadvertent whistle?
I think so.
And that is unfortunate for Ryder because it looked like they were coming up with an offensive rebound. That shot clearly hit the rim. And they are going to use the possession arrow on the inadvertent whistle because it was a loose ball. Phil will get another look at it here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, blew the whistle too early because it hit the rim, and it wasn't even at 0. So I'll tell you what, if you're Manhattan, you're a little disappointed because you got the ball to start the next quarter.
Davis's heave blocked at the end of the quarter. And all things considered for Ryder, about as good a first quarter as they could have hoped for.
Absolutely. Too many turnovers for
Rider Bronx coached by Lynn Milligan, winning his coach in program history. Team's reached the MAC tournament semifinals in 5 consecutive years. She has 2 alumni on her staff, and Pam Durkin, class of 97, and Mynisha McKenzie, class of 2014. There is Toussaint inside. She finishes against the length of Blagrove.
And I always thought that's the strength of Lynn Milligan, right? The execution, utilizing her players as to their strengths.
Look at Toussaint ripping that one away from Warley. Official has stopped the full court pressure, the full court break here. What's going on?
I think it might be clock.
The shot clock stuck?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Boy, they were coming down ready to go, and I love the execution, the mindset coming out of the quarter. I love the screening action. Look at Toussaint, really active there. Well, we didn't get the whole play, but terrific play, scoring at one end, coming up with a steal, and great hands at the other.
Bronx going right back into Toussaint, who delivers again.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to me, that's a great mindset, right? Attack at the rim. Go get yourself score or foul.
Well, Toussaint successful on her first 2 field goal attempts tonight. Such an important player for the Bronx, and she's been struggling of late.
Again.
She's got a piece of that pass, and Toomey comes up with the steal.
That's 2 quick turnovers there for Manhattan, but all off of good defensive play. Well, a little physical on Schiffer there, isn't it? Nobody's cutting through the lane without getting a body on him.
Schiffer shakes free from Harvey Carr, but misses the pull-up for 2.
Yeah, I'll take that shot all night long, though, right? I love the feel you're getting.
There is Courtney Warley inside, +1, foul on Toomey.
I was just going to say, I love the feel right now I'm feeling from the Bronx on the floor. Very confident, aggressive, but right there, you got to take away Warley's left shoulder. That's always been her strength. And she got to move quicker to get to the left shoulder. I mean, the grad student really has come on offensively over the last 2 years with her length. You got to take that away.
No doubt, one of the cornerstones of the program and the culture under head coach Heather Voulin. As Phyllis mentions, now her 5th year as a graduate student, second player in program history, over 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. Tipped by Harvey Carr, and she lays it in.
Yeah, there's too long in the passing lanes there, right? You got to cut down the passing lanes because of their length and their quickness. And this is where you think Harvey Carr, 6'1".
Nice catch inside by Toussaint. The length of Blagrove affecting that shot.
See, but I want Toussaint to go into Blagrove there, and go force the foul. You know, she kind of kept the ball away, not trying to get it blocked, but go into her and get fouled.
Petra Urich is back on the floor for Blagrove. Davis trying to break that pressure quickly. Davis finds Jenna Jordan on the baseline. Wow, great pass.
Talk about seeing the floor. And Jenna Jordan has really come on this year, understanding what Coach Voulin wants.
Evans, that is for 2. That was also her second field goal attempt of the night. She's been quiet recently on the offensive end.
This is a big lineup on the floor.
This is Jordan working it against Toomey. Oh, nice finish with the left hand, and she was able to get it under Toomey.
Yeah, you talk about good defense. This is where Davis is so disruptive.
Davis right into the body of Mobley, but it was denied. And it'll stay at this end with 24 on the timer.
And this is where I think Davis goes to another level in the league. This last couple of games, I've seen her be a much better defensive player, especially on the ball, where she can be so disruptive to offensive play.
And that is important for them as Schiffer pokes that away because, as you said, when you play with such a big lineup, you don't normally expect them to apply good ball pressure because players of that size can just use their length.
Sure.
So Davis applying ball pressure certainly gives them a different dynamic on the defensive end.
And if somebody gets by,
Davis, wow, how about that finish? managing to get past one of the league's best shot blockers in Anna Eckerstead.
Yeah, she's really creative around the rim.
Fireball is left alone. Evans had a piece of the rebound and tips it out toward a cheerleader.
You just feel like right now, like Ryder needs a score, right? They need a good defensive play. They need good play here defensively. Some live ball turnover action. Try to get to the rim. You don't want anything to get away from you too early here in the second quarter.
Seemingly, in the blink of an eye, this is an 11-0 run for Manhattan.
Well, it came off of some great defensive play from Davis, not allowing any second shot points.
Eckerstead denying the pass and is able to save it inbounds. Great play by Eckerstead there on the backside. Post up for Toussaint. She's seeing two. Now working it against Urich, and she lays it in with the left hand. That is 6 points for Rafaela Toussaint, all of them here in the second quarter.
I love the use of the dribble there, right? Some players use it and don't know what they're doing. I love the use of the dribble and the left-hand finish.
Warley, that is for two. Rebounded by Lenasia Evans, and she dribbled into some pressure. Harvey Carr able to save it. Boy, look at Eckerstead hanging around in the backcourt.
Yeah, but that pass, Davis has to get behind the passer so that you're not on the same line. So she's got to get behind the passer, makes it an easier play.
We see the time, 21 on the timer, so Manhattan's got to get it across quickly here to avoid a 10-second call, and they're able to do that in the hands of Davis. Foul is on Lenasia Evans. That is her second.
Yeah, look at Davis talking a little bit to the official, but she got the call. I mean, that's a good call. I know she probably wanted a couple of calls at the rim, but we're letting them play a little bit, which I don't mind. But as long as it goes both ways, we're all good.
Look, I mean, you've got two teams that know each other very well.
Exactly.
Whenever either side is making a play call tonight, the other bench is calling it out.
Exactly.
Which lets you know that these two teams know each other so well, so it comes down to physicality and execution in the moment.
Yeah, no question.
Boy, Toussaint nearly came away with a steal there.
Yeah, she's been really alert at the defensive end, very active. Manhattan's being a little loose with the basketball right now, I think, and sometimes trying to make too good of a pass instead of the easy one.
Warley inside, off the back rim, no good. Mobley, fireball. Rebounded by Urich.
I love what Mobley did there. See how she cut back the court to get Mobley that jump shot? That's great awareness.
Ooh, look at Harvey Carr. The length of Eckerstead. Denying that. Eckerstead, one pass too many. Probably should have looked for herself there.
Yeah, but that's Courtney Warley sprinting 90 feet to disrupt that play. And you don't see many, 6'3" players. But that's her motor, and I think when you have that in your program, you've set a standard that everybody else better play up to.
Manhattan 5 of 9 from the field here in the second quarter, and Davis not on the same page with Warley.
Yeah, but you know what? You're trying to make too many like these perfect passes where make the pass to the other side of the floor, and maybe you get it in. So got to be a little more judgment there, better judgment.
So Manhattan with that unbelievable comeback win. Bronx led by 23 with about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. The first game at Dratty Gymnasium. Manhattan came all the way back, outscoring the Bronx 31-9 in the fourth quarter on their way to their second MAC win of the season at the time.
And they had some games here last year, remember, in this gym? Some really tight games.
Toussaint the miss from beyond. Brazil Harvey Carr with the board. But, this has been a series that the Bronx dominated for a little while. They won 8 of 9 before that loss in December. And Courtney Warley headed to the free throw line for the Jaspers.
Well, I like the mindset of the Bronx when they first came out in the second quarter, right? They went into Toussaint. They attacked at the rim. You'd like to see that again. A little step through it. Again, you just have to keep your hand straight up and not break the plane. That's a pretty good move from Warley, but you bail her out with the foul.
And it's the second personal on Toussaint. So she and Evans together on the bench with 2 personals.
And you could see the coaching staff right now just talking to her about, just She made a move. She did some good work, right? She had her up the lane already. She had her off the block. Just can't commit that foul. Make her make that shot.
At the end of the day, yes, blocking the shot is good, but more than anything, you just want to alter it enough so that they
exactly.
miss. Schiffer working it with Eckerstead. You see the length of Manhattan. Harvey Carr comes away with the steal. Boy, Brazil, Harvey Carr, you can tell she's got quite a bit of talent in that bag as Davis misses from beyond. Offensive rebound for the Jaspers. There is Harvey Carr. Good defense by Toomey, but Harvey Carr back on it.
Yeah, right now, the Jaspers are coming up with all those 50-50 balls.
Harvey Carr for three. LaPointe, boy, missed it on the follow. A marathon defensive possession for Ryder. It stays here with 1 on the shot clock.
And this is where Manhattan scares you when you're scouting them, right? And you got to come play them. They're just all over the offensive glass.
Warley had to hustle, and that is a shot clock violation.
Yeah, a little surprised there. You're not throwing the ball up at the rim, right? Maybe set a little pin screen and get Warley maybe at the max side for a little lob at the rim or a little curl action for the quick jumper.
And that's what I thought when I saw Warley backing up, was that it was just a ploy to pull Eckerstead away from the rim and then get the activity toward the net.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
Boy, look at the battle between Mobley and Davis as Mobley tries to free herself. It is Schiffer. Clean look is no good, rebounded by Urick. And, this part of the story for Ryder here in the last couple of weeks. They've lost 3 in a row, including a tough one here to Iona. Just missing open shots.
No question. I mean, Fireball has had a couple. Schiffer had one there. And against this kind of length of Manhattan, you got to make those open jumpers when you have them.
More than 3 minutes without a point for Ryder. This is Warley spinning on Toomey, and she's got a couple more free throws coming. Attempts number 4 and 5 for her in the first half.
Now again, this is Manhattan attacking and going to the basket, trying to get on the free throw line. Let's see if she breaks the plane, right? Oh, she's holding her right there. Yeah, again. You're dropping the hand down, trying to block the shot. Just if you stay straight up and you wall off the offensive player, there's no foul, and it's a really tough shot to make.
Should note, Victoria Toomey just picked up her second. So her, Toussaint, and Evans each with 2. Warley splits the pair. Ryder's got 6 points in this quarter, all of it from Rafaela Toussaint. And we have a foul here against D.D. Davis. First team foul against Manhattan.
Well, they're running Fireball. They're getting over every screen, and she's going to have to earn every point. But you talk to Coach Milligan, and she's really learning the nuances of her position, right, as a shooting guard. How to use screens better, reading them better, changing pace in the half court. Oh.
Fireball. It's Sini Makala defending. That is Fireball. Tough shot for 3. Her second make from beyond.
A little step back, just creating just a little bit of space to get that off. That's a fantastic offensive play from Fireball. And that makes you wonder, right? You can make that shot with somebody draped all over you, and then you got to knock down the open J.
Bronx back into that zone. Playing a lot of it tonight and recently. Blagrove, the miss. Emily Strunk has the rebound.
Yeah, but the length of Eckerstedt and the good play of Fireball, they're just keeping her outside the lane with a little bit of help from her bigs.
LaPointe, the denial on the jump shot. Harvey Carr on the run for Manhattan. Getting away with the high dribble. And she gets to the goal, but missed. Schiffer has the rebound for Ryder.
This is a quick pace for Manhattan and some really tough shots that they're taking at the basket.
Fireball. 3-ball is good.
And that's the kind of action you want Fireball in. Just squaring herself up, getting her hips turned and her feet set. And she can shoot the ball as well as anybody in this league when she's set.
Back to a 2-point game. Blagrove had it poked away. Harvey Carr stepped on the sideline as she tried to save it.
I think Manhattan's playing too fast in the half court. Everything seems so rushed. I think they have to just kind of take a deep breath. And again, I think it's the defensive play of Ryder rushing them through things. Right, they're playing a matchup and being very aggressive, especially out on the wings and at the guard spot, and forcing some of these turnovers.
12th turnover here in the first half for Manhattan. They've made up for it a bit with 11 offensive rebounds. Oh boy, Amanda Mobley has gone down here. And she gets back to her feet with a big smile on her face. I wonder if maybe she just stepped on another foot and turned an ankle.
Yeah, right there.
And that's exactly it.
Yeah, ouch.
Right, stepping on the foot of Emily Lapointe. And how about Lynn Milligan's reaction when she gets back to the bench?
I mean, and if you've ever done that, you know, like immediately that just kills you. That really hurts. But
Phil, I've done that more times in my life than I could count.
Oh, yeah,
I feel you, man.
Yeah, that's just. Whew. Tell you what, Ryder has done a nice job. Get the movement and the screening action to get some really good shot opportunities here.
Manhattan, plenty of switching. Schiffer had it poked away. This is D.D. Davis, a solo act for two.
Yeah, I mean, her quick hands and quick feet. You gotta be real. You can't present the ball in front of her. She's gonna take it right away from you. We talked about this in the opening credits, right? Like Schiffer has to take care of the ball. Those live ball turnovers kill you.
Fireball, another three.
Yeah, that time they did not switch out high enough, right? Jenna Jordan was too low on the switch. You got to meet the offensive player high on the switch.
You know, that was a question we asked on our call with head coach Lynn Milligan for Ryder. You know, what were you expecting from Manhattan? She was saying, you know, I wonder if Courtney Warley is going to defend Michaela Fireball. And she says, if that's going to happen, we've got some things in our pocket that we can go to that we'll feel good about. Final seconds for the Bronx. Schiffer. Fight for the rebound. Strunk. No whistle to end the first half.
I think a terrific last 2 minutes, especially from Fireball, really getting this Ryder team back into this game with her outside shooting.
It is a one
attack in the rim right now. You know, I don't think she's getting enough touches at the rim.
Emily Lapointe starting the second half with D.D. Davis, Courtney Warley, Brazil Harvey Carr, and Petra Urich. A steal for Michaela Fireball on the first possession. Fireball all the way home, and she's going to the stripe.
Yeah, good hands by Schiffer to create that turnover. And then I love attacking the rim. You got one of the best free throw shooters on the team in Fireball. That's 78%, and that's what you want to see from the Bronx, right? They went inside to Toussaint to come out in the second quarter, and now they're attacking the rim again, but good defense play.
As you mentioned, Michaela Fireball, the Bronx best foul shooter, at least amongst those that have attempted at least 10 this year. Matched a career high with 9 rebounds in the Bronx win last weekend at Marist.
Yeah, we talked about Manhattan. They got to take care of the basketball. And, again, they just turned it over. Now that's a live ball creating some offense, you know, for Ryder.
I presume that's part of the adjustment for Manhattan staff, starting Emily Lapointe as the off guard here in the second half, as Warley to catch inside. 9 to shoot. That is Warley the miss. Eckerstedt had the rebound poked away into the hands of Emily Lapointe.
Yeah, they've got to get better post feeds, and Emily Lapointe's one of their best post feeders.
Warley again to the right hand. Halfway down, no good. Rebound by Toussaint.
That's the person to get the basketball to.
Bronx looking to get Lenasia Evans going. It is Warley defending Michaela Fireball. Schiffer, a step back. That's good. It's a 3 for Jessica Schiffer.
But I like what Ryder's doing with their offense. They're going into this dribble handoff, but as the dribble handoff continues, they're dropping lower defensively in Manhattan, and that's where they're taking advantage of the spacing.
6 makes and 18 tries from beyond for the Bronx. Davis turns down the 3. Nice find, but a miss inside. Boy, Urich, you don't see her miss from there very often. Eckerstedt running all alone. Dribbled it off the foot of Warley.
Yeah, those are plays that Ryder was going to want back. Terrific defense. I love the probing of Davis, though.
And just as you said, partner, right back inside to Warley, and a foul on Eckerstedt.
Can't you hear it in the locker room? We're going inside to Courtney. We're going inside to Courtney. And you like that the team is responding and getting the ball to her.
See, Warley almost losing the dribble there, but, just far
recovering
enough to sneak it around Eckerstedt.
And every foul on Warley has been breaking the plane, trying to come across the arms to block a shot. And you're Anna Eckerstedt, you're one of the best shot blockers in the country. Just stay high and get those hands up and make her shoot over you.
Bronx top 50 in the nation in blocked shots at 4.5 per game. Eckerstedt and Toomey both rank in the top 7 in the league. Well, you see Manhattan switching everything. Fireball with Warley defending, and she missed it off the front rim, but Toussaint, after that miss, well done by Urick to come up with it.
Yeah.
Nobody stops the ball. D.D. Davis lost it on the way. But, that's the type of turnover I think you can accept.
That doesn't bother because you go into the rim, you just lost the handle.
Aggressive turnovers at the end of the day, you can't discourage those.
Yeah, but out at the three-point line, in between the circles, leads to points for the other team. Good recovery.
Yeah, nice recovery there. It would have been another live ball turnover.
Good screen.
10 to shoot in the hands of Fireball. Schiffer. Eckerstedt, the catch inside, and puts it in off the window.
That's great patience from Ryder. Finally finding the mismatch after all the switching.
Harvey Carr's pass is intercepted by Fireball.
Doing a terrific job rotating, getting down to the block. Like all this movement, Ryder's being patient.
Oh, look at Evans. Oh my. Well done by Toussaint on the glass, but she missed the follow. The length of Warley and Urick affecting that. Brazil Harvey Carr chased off the three-point line and misses from 2. Offensive rebound for the Jaspers. That is Davis on the baseline. Another miss. Urick came over the back, but still got the board.
Oh, I thought that was clearly over the back. Got to make that call. That's an over-the-back call, especially that's good defensive rebounding position.
LaPointe working it with Urick. Extra pass for Warley. And it's one of those marathon offensive possessions for Manhattan, and this time they're able to capitalize.
That's great interior passing, and I think that's where Coach is talking about. Urick is a special player.
That pass too hot, intended for Toussaint, but it'll stay at this end.
I like how active Toussaint is, though, right? She's alert defensively, and again, getting on the glass, just has to be more patient after the offensive board and take her time, especially against the length of Manhattan.
Jade Blagrove back on the floor for Manhattan. Here comes Emily Strunk for Ryder.
They're staying with more of a guard lineup here in Manhattan, and again, that's to take care of the ball and to get the ball inside, make a little bit better decisions in the half court.
The Bronx run it for Fireball. Now it's in the hands of Evans, running with Jessica Schiffer, Anna Eckerstedt, and Emily Strunk. 8 to shoot. Fireball. It has to be Eckerstedt. 3-ball is good.
That's just great execution. Eckerstedt had 12 in their last game. But again, that's 3-point shot that coach will take from Eckerstedt within the flow of offense.
Schiffer picks LaPointe's pocket. Warley is back defensively, and Schiffer is fouled.
Attack the body of the shot blocker, but a terrific defense by Schiffer. That's the second time in this quarter. Got her hands on the first turnover of the quarter, and then good defense there. Again, can't present the ball to a good defensive player, and Schiffer is that. Again, it's just the left hand coming across the face, and when you have that kind of size, not scoring over you.
Jessica Schiffer at 73% from the stripe this year. Misses the front end. Amanda Mobley is on the floor for the Bronx, replacing Fireball. Really her first rest tonight. Boy, Schiffer missed both.
Yeah, and those are you got to capitalize on those situations.
Davis, a wild shot, once again hunting that contact.
She just has to go up and pull up and take her little mid-range jumper. I think she's a little frustrated and trying to draw the foul. I think she's got to settle down and just shoot the basketball.
That's going to be a blocking foul on Warley out top. And it is her second quickly here in the second half.
John, don't you like how aggressive and I think under control Ryder is now running their offense, right? They're executing. They're coming off of screens hard. They're forcing a lot of the switching action. It's a really good job offensively right now from Ryder.
Mento is on for the first time for Manhattan. Evans trying to shake free of Jenna Jordan, and that is her game. Haven't heard much from Lanesia Evans offensively recently. Averaging just 9 points a game over the last 5, but one of the top 6 in the league in scoring.
A mismatch too, right? And I love, like, she has that little dribble back that gives her separation.
But look at all the open players on the opposite block, and a foul against the Bronx here. That's going to be on Emily Strunk. And there's a timeout on the floor, but a strong start to this second half for Ryder. Already outscoring Manhattan 12-4 here in the third quarter. 4:40 to go. It's a 37-30 game. 7-point lead for the Bronx, and quite an impact for these two tonight. Courtney Warley, no surprise there at 16 and 9. Fireball, all 11 of those field goal attempts coming from beyond. Harvey Carr, the miss.
I think she's doing a nice job, John, creating some space, but I love 0 turnovers in 24 minutes from Fireball.
Schiffer, a catch and shoot. That's good. Bronx starting to make it rain here at the Zoo. They're 8-3 in 21 tries. That's 38%.
Well, when they shoot the ball well, they're a different basketball. I mean, anybody, but I mean, they have really shot the ball well since about the middle of the second quarter, and that's been a huge difference.
Boy, Harvey Carr is not shy. Blagrove to the floor after the miss. Strunk ripped it away. Bronx off and running in the hands of Mobley. Schiffer tries it again. Well, she knew she missed that one. Warley has the rebound, her 10th, and then she is tied up, and the possession arrow will keep it at this end.
That's a good job by Emily Strunk and Eckerstedt to draw that tie.
Boy, you know, you think back to the first matchup between these two, both teams coming out of a COVID pause there right after the first of the year, about January the 6th, and these two teams saw each other. Ryder absolutely shot the lights out at Dratty Gymnasium.
Exactly. And if they didn't turn the ball over so much in that fourth quarter, they would have won that game.
Boy, how about Evans splitting the double team. Ryder bench looking for a call as Eckerstedt went into the stanchion, headed for the rebound. Nascimento the miss. Jenna Jordan on the offensive glass for Manhattan. And that breaks a nearly 3-minute drought for them without a point.
Yeah, that's a great job by Jenna Jordan. And I think we're seeing they're missing Sid Watkins, who's a great three-point shooter. And Sid hurt them in their last meeting, and she really stretches the floor for Manhattan.
Yeah, Watkins, one of the top three-point shooters in the league, recovering from health and safety protocols as she tries to come out and recondition. Not quite ready to get back on the floor, but seems to be making progress for head coach Heather Boulin. You're talking about how important she was in that first matchup. 4 made threes against the Bronx. There goes Harvey Carr, another miss from beyond after her own miss, and she saved it off of a Jasper. Boy, tried to throw it off and Strunk.
Listen, you love the hustle, and it looks like, you know, there's a good shot opportunity on a drive and kick out. So, I mean, you can't complain about it. I think that's a good shot, following her shot, but she just hasn't really been on from the three-point line today, and it's hard to get to the rim against the zone of Ryder right now.
Yeah, Brazil Harvey Carr having a bit of a tough night. 2 of 13 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond, but you know, Heather Boulin telling us about just how much she's an X factor for her team and how she really has an incredible all-around offensive game. Boy, look at Dee Davis creating some problems defensively.
And this is where Manhattan's going to have to really turn it up, right? They're not shooting the ball well. They were 1 for 9 to start the third quarter. So they got to hit the offensive glass, and they've got to turn it over, defense to points on offense. But You know, Ryder's done a great job. Shot it so well, 57% to start this third quarter and create this lead. And they have to continue to execute offensively. They can't become careless with the ball.
Bronx ran it for Toomey. Well done by Manhattans who deny it. 10 on the timer in the hands of Lenasia Evans. Boy, Warley had a piece of that shot. Jordan comes down with it.
She's so difficult to shoot over on that pull-up jumper because of her length.
Davis puts her head down, attracts contact, and will shoot. That's a tough call against Evans.
Again, Davis, I mean, I've seen her play a lot this year, and we've talked about it. It looks like she's trying to draw contact more than she's trying to finish the play. And right here, right? I thought that's incidental contact and no foul. That should be a play on. From our vantage point.
First free throws of the night coming for D.D. Davis. She's been talking about one of the league's most dynamic players. Averaging 17 a game, second best in the league. She had 17 points, just about all of it, down the stretch of the third quarter and in the fourth. And the comeback win for Manhattan over Ryder at Dratty. She splits the pair.
Good kick up.
Mobley set for three. And the rebound falls out of bounds.
Little miscommunication defensively there with the Jaspers. And again, this Mobley's just getting back into game form, right? Third or fourth game back, and we've seen her on many nights. Oh, God, again, good defense here.
Fireball comes away with the steal as a result of the pressure. Manhattan really scrambling defensively.
I thought Fireball had a jump shot if she just looked to the rim there because no one was guarding her. I think she was surprised no one was on her.
They run it for Fireball. 8 to shoot. Toomey, kick out. Toussaint. Rebounded by Davis.
Yeah, it's good inside-out action offensively from Ryder.
Davis, that shot partially blocked on the way up. She has her own miss and puts it back in off the window. Great effort by D.D. Davis. She's got 7.
Talk about hitting the floor and getting back up quickly for a board.
Final minute of the third quarter. Schiffer finds her way inside, and Warley pokes the rebound out of bounds.
Yeah, Manhattan's really playing over-aggressively defensively. And that's a good take by Schiffer.
Did that shot hit the rim, Phil?
I thought it hit the rim, so we should have a little reset.
So should the shot clock be at 20?
It should be at 20. I thought there was a reset there. I thought it hit the rim.
Well, nevertheless, here we go. 5 on the timer. It'll have to be Fireball here. Warley defending. No whistle as she got it off. Jenna Jordan has the board.
See if they go. I thought that hit the shot. I thought it hit the rim and should have been a reset. A lot of officials. We have a lot of officials in this game.
Davis. Jordan a corner 3. That missed everything. Rebounded by Mobley. Bronx can hold for the final possession of the third quarter in the hands of their senior point guard. Mobley with 5. Toussaint in the corner. Steps through. Oh, she's called for an offensive foul. And that is the third on Toussaint.
Yeah, that's a huge call, picking up your third.
Well, that'll do it for the third quarter here in Lawrenceville, but a fruitful one for the Bronx. They hold a 5-point advantage as we head to the final 10 minutes here on ESPN 3.
But I thought in that instance we could just play on.
Manhattan starting the fourth quarter with Harvey Carr, Davis. That is Jade Blagrove missing off the back of the iron. She went to the floor to secure the offensive rebound. Schiffer to the floor as well, and a timeout taken by Manhattan.
Yeah, I think these early possessions are really important for Manhattan, and I think that's why the timeout's called. But I think you got to put a scorer at the free throw line again.
It was a 5-point lead for Ryder. 9:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. Boy, quickly inside to Warley. The denial by Toomey. Manhattan hangs on to possession. Clean look for Brazil. Harvey Carr, but she missed it.
That's a good block by Toomey, but I love the out-of-bounds look directly to the post. Not something you're expecting against zone. Oh.
Harvey Carr picks Fireball's pocket, and she's got the easiest 2 of her night. Give her 7.
Yeah, right now, that's the way Manhattan is scoring, right? Off of their defensive play, turning it into points.
And Mobley is fouled. That one will go on Harvey Carr. You see the Bronx pretty much sticking with this same action. Dribble, handoff, screen roll, dribble, handoff, dribble, handoff. They seem like they have found something with that action.
Well, you know what? The continuous action with the screen, all of a sudden the screen gets lowered and Manhattan defensively is getting lower, and it's allowing the Bronx to get some shots off at the three-point line.
See the ball pressure from Harvey Carr and Davis. 10 to shoot in the hands of Jessica Schiffer. Good ball movement by the Bronx. It is Fireball. She's now 4 of 12 from beyond tonight. Davis pulling up in transition. That's good for D.D. Davis. She's got 9.
Yeah, but that's a shot that little pull-up at the nail is what makes her special. And that time she was looking to score and not to get fouled.
That's going to be an illegal screen on Eckerstead.
Yeah, I think the forwards from Ryder have done a really nice job all night long maintaining their position off of all the screening actions that they're running. And you just have to stay disciplined offensively if you're a Ryder and find a way to get Michaela Fireball some open jumpers. You know, maybe going back to some of the back screen, step-out action that she got some shots off of in the early part of the second quarter and mix that in. And Manhattan has to move the ball side to side here against the Stone. The ball is too stagnant on one side of the floor.
We were just talking about that off air, that it feels like it's pretty stagnant right now. That was a great cut from Jenna Jordan. And she's going to the line for 2.
Yeah, the opposite forward has to come all the way over to the rim in that action. That's a great pass. Yep, that's a terrific bounce pass in traffic. The forwards from Manhattan look for each other, and they do a nice job with their interior passing.
Jenna Jordan's been a nice addition for Manhattan. Transferred from St. Francis, Brooklyn, where she averaged 6 points a game in her one season there. An outstanding rebounder. Good on both at the stripe, and in the blink of an eye, Manhattan is back in the lead. Bronx led by as many as 10. That is Schiffer. 3 ball is good for Jessica Schiffer. Her 4th make from beyond tonight. And Lynn Milligan takes time out for the Bronx.
That's a great find from Amanda Mobley. Under pressure and hit in her hand. Look at this pass. Hits her right.
Fireball and Evans.
Well, you know the kind of, what they're looking for is all over Fireball, all over Evans, and so someone else has to loosen this defense up, and that's been Schiffer tonight, shooting the ball well.
4 made threes for Schiffer, 4 made threes for Fireball.
Now, I think Coach Milligan wanted to make sure they understand what they're doing in this zone.
Jordan stepping through some length. Toussaint rips the rebound away from her.
That's a terrific rebound because there's 3 pink shirts ready for offensive rebound the ball.
Toussaint playing with 3 fouls. Evans as well. Fireball. Jordan has her on the switch. 8 to shoot. This is Toussaint driving it on Blagrove. She had it caught on her hip and lost it out of bounds.
I tell you what, I thought Toussaint had position when Blagrove went on her in the post. If she just maintained the position, I thought they had a high-low at the rim. I think they have to look for that in their next possession.
Davis just has not been able to get into the paint here against the zone. Harvey Carr, the miss on the baseline, and we're going to have a foul here against Manhattan on the rebound. That is Blagrove.
Yeah, Blagro was like hanging all over Toussaint, actually climbing up her back to rebound the ball. And the Bronx have to rebound the basketball defensively here. They cannot allow Manhattan to get second and third shot opportunities.
And that is how Manhattan's found quite a bit of offense tonight. They've got 18 offensive rebounds, leading to just 12 second chance points. Interception inside by Warley as the Bronx tried to find Toussaint.
You got to keep your numbers to the ball if you're the big inside there.
Bronx back into the player-to-player, and they've got a mismatch inside, but Eckerstead intercepts the pass.
Good recovery by Fireball. I mean, Eckerstead, Davis has got Eckerstead on her in the zone. That's length on her. She can't just throw it up and over. You got to put the ball on the floor there.
Evans, step back against Harvey Carr. Harvey Carr went to the floor, no whistle. Boy, look at Evans come away with it, and a foul against Manhattan.
Bodies are flying. People are going after boards. Loose balls.
Foul is on Courtney Warley. You see Warley asking for an explanation from the men and women in gray tonight.
I like that shot from Evans. That's her jumper, right? She loves the baseline little step back. And if she has that opportunity, she should keep taking that shot. That's a terrific jump shot for her.
And that is the third foul on Warley, as you see Heather Vulin, Manhattan's head coach, trying to get some kind of explanation from the officiating crew about that call. Fireball, Schiffer, LaNasia Evans. Warley has her on the switch. Evans, the shot over Urick is no good. Rebounded by Davis. Harvey Carr on the baseline for two. We are even at 43.
That's a great find from Davis to Harvey Carr, and that's where Harvey Carr has to go score the ball, right at the rim.
Schiffer trying to shake free, and that's an offensive foul. D.D. Davis there to take it.
Yeah, that time Davis came off a Fireball to take the charge, and if you're Schiff, right, you got jump stop, and you're going to have a wide open Fireball in the corner.
First foul on Schiffer, 3 team fouls on each side. About to hit the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. Even at 43. Boy, look at Jordan going to the floor trying to come up with the loose ball. Bit of a careless turnover there for Manhattan. Their 20th turnover tonight.
Now this pressure isn't what you see from Niagara, but it's just as effective against Manhattan here. They're turning the ball over because they're being careless, especially going up the sidelines. And the bigs from Manhattan have to take better care of the ball when it's coming at them. They have to catch it and turn and look for their guards. And
Evans lost her footing. Urick the steal ahead to D.D. Davis. 1-on-2. Davis with the left hand lays it in. What a finish.
Wow. You're looking, you're thinking there's going to be a charge. She Euro steps and changes hands and gets all high off the glass.
This is a 15-3 run for Manhattan over the last 10 minutes of play. Evans. No whistle. Here comes Harvey Carr.
And Warley uses her body so well and her length well against guard play. And that time she just got out of the way, right? She didn't want any foul situation with her having 3.
Davis. That's a long 2. It's good for D.D. Davis. She's heating up in a hurry. Give her 13 points tonight.
I call this Davis time. This is when she starts, her eyes get big and she starts to really step up, especially offensively for Manhattan.
Davis flops to the floor. That was touched by Davis. So Fireball can retrieve it in the backcourt. Mobley with 10 to shoot, crossing on Urick. She's left all alone for 2 and missed. Toussaint the offensive rebound, and she missed. And here goes Davis. The one-player fast break up the floor. Davis gave it up.
Got too deep that time. Should have stopped at the foul line, had a little pull-up jump shot.
Lanasia Evans stepping through the denial inside. Eckerstead the follow.
That's a great job by Eckerstedt. Just staying with the play, following the ball. You know, right there, if you're Brazil Harvey Carr, you got to keep people in front of you at this point in the game, right? You can't be going after steals in the half court.
Third block tonight for Courtney Warley. Davis for three. Warley the offensive rebound. Harvey Carr. And it's Warley another offensive rebound.
Nice high-low.
Jordan was denied, but a foul.
That's 3 offensive boards, and you just can't keep having this number of possessions. It gets you worn out defensively.
Boy, yet another marathon possession on the offensive end for Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the amount of energy you exert because you're playing 30 seconds, then you got to play another 10, and then another 10, and it just wears you out. And that ends up affecting you at the offensive end of the floor.
Jenna Jordan good on the first free throw line. Boy, just a never-ending sequence here, and gotta love that high-low pass.
And the seal and Jurek understanding it and seeing it right away and led it away from the defensive player.
A couple of big free throws for Jenna Jordan, and now she is in double figures with 10, joining Warley with 16 and Davis with 13.
Yeah, it's a defensive play of Manhattan that's gotten them back in this game.
Evans, Mobley, that is for 2, rebounded by Jordan.
Yeah, man has got to get squared up and make the extra pass. It was a little early in the shot clock. Could have kept moving the basketball there.
Harvey Carr measuring fireball. Spinning on the baseline, the miss. Eckerstead the rebound for the Bronx, and a foul on Jordan.
Good rebound by Eckerstedt. You know, right there, if you're Brazil Harvey Carr, just take the little pull-up. You already made a great move. You had to pull up. It's like she made too many moves in that situation and made an easy shot, a tough shot.
Schiffer into the game for Evans. Bronx running the 2 point guards together. And Mobley and Schiffer. Fireball, Toussaint, and Eckerstead.
Yeah, if you're Manhattan, you got to know where Schiffer is. She's pretty hot right now from the 3-point line.
Fireball in search of Toussaint. Harvey Carr got a piece of the pass. Davis ahead to Urich. Able to recover it on the baseline. And the Jaspers throw it away.
But that's what you want your big to do, right? You run down the ball, take care of it, and then you're just too excited in that situation. Just get it back out to your guard and run offense. You have a 4-point lead, 1:36. You want to use the clock. And find a way to either get Toussaint the ball against Jurek, the freshman, or to get Fireball a shot.
Eckerstead missed with the left hand, but a foul.
That's a great read from Amanda Mobley. That's an experienced read, right? The slip of the screen when everybody's jumping out to play Fireball, and great recognition there. Look at the nice slip. Nice job. Oh, they got her pushing the back. That's a good call.
Yeah, very subtle.
Yeah,
there.
very subtle,
Davis.
but the 2 hands are on the back when you're going in for the layup. Big free throws here for Anna.
Just her 3rd attempt of the year, now 1 out of 3.
And, John, these are the possessions with Mobley back in the game here and end-the-game situations that you have an experienced guard with the ball finding people in the right situation.
1 out of 2 for Eckerstead. It's a 3-point game. Evans back in for Mobley. And the Bronx will play this full-court pressure. Something that gave Manhattan quite a few problems against Niagara. Davis able to break the timeline.
Yeah, but I liked it. She didn't fool around with the ball, right? There was no trapping going on. Just get the ball up and over the court and use the clock here if you're Manhattan.
Davis for 2. Jordan has the offensive rebound for Manhattan. The Jaspers pull it out. In the hands of Davis. And now Harvey Carr.
The extra possessions have really hurt Ryder.
That was the 21st offensive rebound of the night. Boy, Manhattan's got to go here. Davis fell to the floor. Warley got a shot up and in. Huge bucket from Courtney Warley.
Oh,
5-point game with 40 seconds to go.
Alert play from Warley.
Schiffer missed from 3. Harvey Carr the board. Bronx have to foul now. Tried to give it on Davis and couldn't get it. It will end up being Warley with 27.9.
It almost seemed to me, John, on that last play with Warley, like I think the Bronx thought the shot clock was going to go off. And the loose ball, Warley just picking it up and getting it up. Again, an older player recognizing the shot clock and at least getting it up on the glass. And huge shot from Warley. Oh, she got it off, too. Clearly got that shot off. And again, just great recognition from an older player, staying around the basketball and being alert to the play. Huge play from Warley.
Warley now with 19 tonight. She is 7 of 8 from the free throw line.
It's almost like old hat, another double-double. I think it's number 11 on the season. It's just an every night occurrence, and you can't take it for granted. But that last play is what has made her a great player. Just staying with it and staying after the play, and right place, right time.
Ryder held the 10-point lead with 3:28 to go.
Well, and I thought it was sparked from their defensive play and their offensive rebound and giving them extra possessions. But they picked up their defensive intensity for sure.
Bronx opts for the quick 2. Toussaint misses inside, and then a foul on the rebound.
Now, there have been 3 or 4 plays at the rim through this fourth quarter that Ryder is going to want back, right? Offensive rebound, I think it was Toussaint with a miss, and then Eckerstedt on the slip to the rim. That could have tied the score or at least got it to 1 point. And those plays at the rim that are great reads and good finds, you just got to slow down enough to finish those plays.
Offense-defense substitutions for Manhattan. Sini Makala, Christina Katsamuri back to the sideline. And D.D. Davis with a chance to ice the victory here tonight for Manhattan.
But we talked about this even on air, thought that Manhattan executed a little bit better against the zone in the last 3 minutes. That got them high-low look, a layup at the rim, and then it's just they're ever present on the offensive board. It's just they're relentless.
It's now an 8-point game after Davis goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. And, so for you, it's that adjustment against the zone in this second half that's allowed Manhattan to pick up this win?
Well, I think not even the second half, in the last part of the fourth, and that part of the adjustment has made them a better offensive team against this zone.
It is into Fireball, who has a clean look, and she knocks down a triple. It's a 5-point game, and Manhattan is going to take timeout.
I love the execution. That's great execution, and they subbed some guards in to switch out, and they never switched out. And you got to know you got to trail and get on the hip of Fire. And you got to appreciate what Manhattan did defensively and then how they executed against that zone when they needed to.
Inbound is to Warley. She is fouled with 18.4.
Warley shooting, 76% from the free throw line. And you love when your bigs can shoot free throws, right? Because they're going to get hit and hounded out at the rim. And then you can keep your best players on the floor when they can shoot it like she can.
She is 8 of 9 from the stripe tonight. Boy, what a calming presence it must be for Heather Voulin and her staff to see Courtney Warley on the stripe in the guts of the game.
That's not a bad sight for sure, right? And the other thing is the plays that she makes, like when she picked up her third, and then Evans went at her again, and then she backed off instead of trying to block a shot or foul. Smart play by an older player. We talk about a magic number, and it's anytime Ryder can get close to the 60-point mark, they're winning games, and this is a good defense from Manhattan to prevent that.
How about Katsamuri getting a hand on that?
Manhattan's averaging almost 65 points a game, so defensively, Ryder's doing everything that they're supposed to do. They're holding them almost 9 points under their season average.
I was going to say, I was going to hang on to this to see how the final score read, but, Ryder is 5-0 this year when they hold their opponent to 59 or less. And it appears they will suffer their first loss when holding their opponent to 59 or less in a game this year. It is a fourth straight win for Manhattan over Ryder, second year in a row that they have swept the season series. Tonight, it's a 56-49 final.
Too much Courtney Warley and then Dee Davis making some big plays, but I thought it was the defensive play of Manhattan that turned the game around, and then their terrific offensive execution.
From here, the Bronx travel to St. Peter's on Saturday.